Day. Happy Baby Friday. Thank you so much for coming. This is a packed house and it is one of my favorite sights to see, and there are so many new faces in here and that makes me so excited as well. It's just proof that the secret sauce that we have for these events is working. My name is Samantha Scholl. I am the Associate Vice President here at the Better Business Bureau serving the Pacific Southwest. What does that mean? That's a lot of words. I oversee this beautiful facility with my amazing team, Karen and Kelly, JP, Michael, Giselle, Gio. They are incredible. Thank you so much for all your help tonight, and Gabby out front who's at registration right now. So we have a fantastic event for you this evening. Before we even get started with the event that we're hosting during Global Diversity Awareness Month, I did just want to take a moment, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs in here, and everyone in here is a human being. And today is National Mental Health Awareness Day. So, yes. So I just wanted for all of us to take a moment and give a gratitude for us being able to be here, and also give thanks to this amazing opportunity for us to connect in this space, and also take care of ourselves. And mental health is so important. I know that many of us have folks in our family, maybe some of us ourselves suffer with mental health challenges. And I just wanted to take a moment for all of us just to kind of close our eyes. If everyone can close our eyes. Take a big inhale in and let it all out. Let's be present tonight. Remember to all take care of yourselves. Your business, your life could not happen if you aren't taking care of yourself. Your business will not be healthy if you are not healthy. Okay? So just take care of yourselves. That's what I'm going to say about that. So we hosted this event tonight in collaboration with the San Diego Tourism Authority. Of course, the Better Business Bureau. Chase Bank. And the San Diego Equality Business Association. In the spirit of inclusivity, the event is called Inclusive Impact. So we do have a wonderful event planned for you tonight, and I'm not going to talk too much because we have some fantastic speakers and a fantastic lineup. But I do want to talk a little bit about the Better Business Bureau. For those of you who don't know, we have been around for over 100 years, and we're champions for ethical business practices and integrity in the marketplace. And this space is actually the BBB. A lot of folks don't know that this is the BBB. We host events here. We have 5 meeting rooms, a state-of-the-art podcast room. This is available to our accredited businesses, nonprofits, business professionals, small business owners, and entrepreneurs. So you can come, collaborate, connect, and grow here. We offer fantastic programming, educational programming here. Who here has graduated from one of our Empower by GoDaddy programs? Raise your hand. There's at least 10 of you in here. A few of you are speaking tonight on the panel. So I am going to have a shameless plug here. We are piloting a special program. It is a 2-day intensive small business boot camp, November 15th and 16th, right here. I only have 25 spots left. If you are interested in joining or learning more, please, there are a couple signs around here. Yes, Karen's got it. There's a QR code. This is an incredible value for you. It is basically like our 12-week accelerator in 2 days. Those who have completed the 12 weeks don't know how that's going to be possible in 2 days. I think they're all scared. They're like, don't do it. But we've been really intentional about it. So it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And like I said, we only have 25 spots left. It's $99 to secure your spot, but it's fully refundable if you complete the 2 days. So it will be absolutely free for anyone who wants to join. Please see me later if you'd like to do that. We also have a responsible AI summit, because ethical AI is a thing, and that's November 13th, and we have limited spots for that as well. So if you're interested, there's some QR codes around to sign up for that. But I'm going to leave by just saying thank you all so much for being here. For those who've been here before, thank you for coming back. I think there's a reason why you come back, and I hope that's because you create meaningful connections while you're here, and you walk away with friendships, you walk away with meaningful connections, you've learned something, you've connected, or you've been excited to come back. So let's give a round of applause to all of you. Also, give a shout out to my mom who flew in from Chicago to be here. Thanks, Mom. All right, I'm going to pass it off to Teresa Cunningham from San Diego Tourism Authority. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again to the BBB for hosting us in this space. It's amazing. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Teresa Cunningham. I'm the Director of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement for the San Diego Tourism Authority. And if you're wondering, what is the San Diego Tourism Authority doing in the small business community? Well, we have a big thing to share, and that's what we're the second largest industry in San Diego. So tourism is a huge driver for our economy here. And so our mission is to drive visitor demand to San Diego to economically benefit the region. A couple of quick facts. We bring over 31 million visitors to San Diego each year. They spend about $14 billion in visitor spending. And we want to make sure that there is inclusive growth within that economy. And so we're really proud to say that we've started our Tourism Accelerator program as part of that mission and making sure that that economic pie goes to everyone, especially those underrepresented in our industry. So we also have a shameless plug tonight. We also have a Tourism Accelerator. It's a year-long program and it combines, yes, you can check out that flyer right there. We're going to do both accelerators, which some businesses have done. So this is why we wanted to come together tonight, because we really believe that when we collaborate and don't operate in silos, everyone benefits. And so that's really the goal of having you all here. A little bit about the program. It's a year-long program and it combines the benefits of a San Diego tourism membership with education, networking opportunities, and mentorship. And it's really just designed to help diverse business owners to tap into the tourism industry. So if you are in hospitality, travel, food and beverage, events, this program might be something that you're interested in. Applications are open, so come see me if you have questions or check us out online. I also just wanted to say it is Global Diversity Awareness Month, and we're just so proud of the diversity that we have here in this room, but also in our community, and it's our job to showcase that to the world, both the business and leisure travelers that come to San Diego. So part of what I do is help tell that story. So I'm just really honored to be here with you all tonight. And I have the privilege of introducing our amazing moderator, Miss Amber Tarak. And I have her bio here, so I'm gonna read it. So our moderator, Amber, is the founder and CEO of Founder Fuego, a bilingual resource hub for business and nonprofit entrepreneurs, and the creator of the Founder Fuel Entrepreneurship newsletter. A fun fact about Amber, I met her my first month or so in the role, and let me tell you, this woman is a powerhouse of resources. After we connected, she sent me an email. Here are all the different resources. Share this with your small business group. I was like, yes, glad I know her now. With over 20 years of experience in economic development, diversity, equity, and inclusion, Amber has made a lasting impact in the local and state government, as well as in nonprofit sectors. When you talk about a dynamic person, this is Amber. She has been dedicated to guiding business owners and nonprofits through the complexities of available resources, and has even built a successful property rental business over the last 8 years. Multiple streams of income, everyone. Right? So once again, I just want to echo Sam. Thank you all so much for being here tonight and spending your time with us. Please stop us afterward, have questions, chat with us. We're happy to share what we know and connect you to the opportunities that we have in our network. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Amber to the stage to introduce the rest of our panel.
Thank you so much, Teresa. All right, that's a lot to follow. I think I heard something. There's a state-of-the-art podcast studio.
Yeah.
And talk about the power of connections. I literally just talked about somebody earlier today about starting their own podcast, right? What a tremendous opportunity to possibly use the resources here, right? That is what we're doing here tonight. We're connecting with each other. We're really leaning into diversity, equity, and inclusion and talking about why it truly matters. Studies have shown over the years that companies and organizations and nonprofits that really focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion are going to do better in the market, whatever market they're in. They're also going to have happier and more engaged employees and be able to retain their employees. So when we talk about the impact of diversity, equity, and inclusion, that's what we're talking about here tonight. So I'm thrilled to invite a tremendous panel up. If I could have you all join me up here, and I will introduce you with your bios. Come on up, everybody. And I know you heard my bio earlier. This is gonna be epic. Come on down. Have a seat, everybody. Have a seat. All right. These tremendous panelists are incredible professionals and experts in their fields. So I'm going to get started with the first gentleman to my left, which is Sylvester Raymond. He has been president and CEO of JV Marketing Technologies, a company designed to support small business owners design and launch mobile apps. He also specializes in AI development, ADA website compliance consulting, AI robots. How cool is that? And for the past 8 years, he has been based here in San Diego after 30 years in the tech industry. Sylvester is a girl dad. She's 20 now. Amazing. He hails from St. Louis, then Dallas, and now San Diego. He was awarded the Better Business Bureau Business Ethics in 2023 and has also served as a Better Business Bureau Ethics Judge this year. He has been a consultant for General Motors, Bank of America, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and other Fortune 500 firms. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And next up, Adriana Brunner. All right. La colombiana con la energía y el café. Right? Everybody knows Adri here in the room, I'm sure. And she's also Vice President and Senior Business Consultant for Community Business Strategies for JP Morgan Chase Bank. She's an award-winning community engagement advocate, championing access to capital, knowledge for diverse small business owners throughout the San Diego region. She's also working with Chase's Coaching for Impact, which is supporting entrepreneurs with one-on-one support. And as you all know, she is everywhere. She has a clone. Okay, super. All right. Laura Valdez is a linguist with over 14 years of experience in translation and interpretation. She is the founder and CEO of Valdez Language Services, a Latina woman-owned business dedicated to helping community-focused organizations bridge the language gap with multilingual audiences across the U.S. And last but certainly not least, Kelly Twitchell is an occupational therapist and CEO of the award-winning accessibility company called Access Tracks, which helps make outdoor spaces more inclusive for people with physical disabilities. Thank you all for being on this tremendous panel tonight. Round of applause, definitely. All right. So again, we set the stage for the impact that diversity, equity, and inclusion has in the entrepreneurship space. I also appreciate Sam mentioning, that it's Mental Health Awareness Day, and self-care is something we all talk about, right, regularly in our circles, because we do need to take care of ourselves as entrepreneurs. With that said, I would like to ask each of these panelists to share what inspired you to start your business and how has that journey evolved over time? Is there anything you wished you had known when you had first started? Sylvester?
Wow, that's a great question. So next month is my birthday. Next month is my birthday. I'll be 59. And I tell you that because I started writing software when I was 14. And so my brother brought me a book on basic programming, the language BASIC. And I just fell in love with it. And a year later, when I was 15, he was graduating high school, going to college. He said, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I said, I don't know. And he says, well, do you know that they pay people to do what you already know how to do? Because I got really good at it in a year. And I said, well, what do I know how to do? What are you talking about? He said, that book, that programming thing. And I said, oh, I thought it was a game. And then he showed me his check, because he was working for McDonnell Douglas. They hired him out of high school. He was also a very good programmer. He's still in tech. And I said, I'm gonna do that. Right? So that's how that's what made me get started in this whole field. And then as I worked with different companies, some of the companies that you're telling about, I consulted to Federal Reserve Bank, companies like that, through Capgemini and some other consulting firms. I saw opportunity. I saw that they were doing a lot of things right because they were big companies, but then I saw that there were populations and segments of the market that were underserved that could also use some of that expertise. And so that's what got me to start my company. So, did I answer both questions?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you. Adri.
So I'm not a business owner, but I come from a family of entrepreneurs. Yes, so who drinks Colombian coffee? Woo! Woo! Everyone, raise your hands. So I actually come from a family of coffee farmers on my maternal side, and I not only saw the good of being a business owner, but also the challenges and the struggles. And I think the business owners have the same challenges here than anywhere else. Something that I will tell businesses, and I'm trying to relate my story to a business owner. So as you can see, I have this accent. I move my hands a lot. Sometimes people take pictures of me and I always close the eyes. I have all these facial gestures. But guess what? I cannot change that. I can't, because it's my story, and behind my accent there is a story. But what I want to say is the most powerful brand that you have is you as a business owner. And I do talk with my business owners about personal brand. So you have a business brand, a digital brand, but what is the most important brand is you as a CEO having a personal brand. So if I would give you a recommendation for you as a business owner, is to develop your network. So you will be surprised how many business opportunities will be here, or someone will refer you to someone, and sometimes we just sit behind a desk. And I always say you don't learn anything behind a desk, because what you learn is what is happening in the community, in the society. But if we are not present, how they are going to know that you are the CEO of the amazing company? So my recommendation, and that's something that I have applied in my life, is to develop a personal brand, to stay true to your values, that's not negotiable, but being present. And if you have interesting things, I don't want to call them imperfections. My accent may be like, oh, thank you for Sofia Vergara who came into the new. So take what you have and being always genuine, but your network and your personal brand is what's going to take you far. So I get inspiration from my family in Colombia, from my grandfather, and coming from a country with tremendous problems, since Laura is Colombian here too. We have had issues for hundreds of years. I always say it doesn't matter, because tomorrow has to be better. So even if you have those challenges, tomorrow is going to be better, but lean into your community, because that's the biggest network that you have.
100% agree with what Adriana just shared. So before I begin, let me ask, how many people here are bilingual or speak more than one language? Okay. How many have interpreted or translated for family or at work, even if it wasn't a part of your job description? Okay, so I actually see more hands raised than I thought were gonna be. So it ties it together into what I'm gonna share. So I'm the daughter of Colombian immigrants, as Adri shared, and I grew up in Queens and Brooklyn, New York City, which is the most linguistically diverse urban center in the history of the world. So I grew up hearing different languages at home, in the streets, and even at home. I grew up in a multilingual household. So from a young age, I began interpreting for my Colombian grandparents who didn't speak English, and my Pakistani stepfather and his family who didn't speak Spanish. Which means that I grew up watching telenovelas and Bollywood films. And I would ask my stepdad, what do they say? And he said, oh, go to school, listen to your parents, do your homework. Later on, after college, I found out that's not what they were saying. So, but, I should have guessed from the movies, but anyway, other stories. So I also grew up eating empanadas and chicken biryani. He made it really spicy. So this early exposure sparked my passion for learning languages, and leading to a 14-year career in translation interpretation. And what truly inspired my business were personal experiences that highlighted the critical importance of communication. So as a child, I witnessed my stepfather's immigration interviews being repeatedly rejected due to rising Islamophobia after 9/11, despite his and my mother's proficiency in English. So my mom additionally suffered a significant loss in a courtroom before she learned English, because she wasn't provided an interpreter. So as I understood these experiences as a child, they got me thinking, if English-speaking immigrants face these challenges, how difficult is it for immigrants who don't speak English? That's even more difficult. So what opportunities and rights are lost due to these language barriers, and how does this affect their access to healthcare, education, legal systems? So these questions fueled my mission to bridge language gaps and ensure equal access for all. So I recently had the privilege of interpreting for a client who had waited 40 years to become a US citizen. So as I shared that moment of joy with him as he became a US citizen, you know, he had been seeking asylum for a while, that this is why I'm doing this. This is where I get this joy from. And I have these notes because in case I got stage fright, I just didn't want to forget and blank out. So in essence, my business evolved from a personal passion into a mission to empower communities through language. It's not just about translation, it's about opening doors, ensuring fair treatment, helping businesses and individuals thrive in our multilingual world. Fluently English and Spanish, conversationally Portuguese and German. I wanted to learn Urdu, but I still can't get the characters, but I know some words in Urdu, Hindi, like from Bollywood, from what I learned with my stepfather's family growing up.
I just want to ask you, does Pig Latin count as a
But then I'm bilingual.
Oh, that's amazing. How do I follow that? Wow. I speak the language of small business and English and conversational Spanish. How about that? Oh, wow. It's an honor to be here. It's an amazing panel. So for my small business journey, it started when I was a student. And it kind of happened by accident, I would say. So back in 2016, I was in grad school for occupational therapy here in Southern California, and I had a class project where we were working to help people with disabilities, and it was a very broad project just to create something. And I ended up wanting to help adaptive surfers here in Southern California, you know, surfing being the official sport of California. How can I help the surfers who just happen to have a disability and maybe use a mobility device like a wheelchair? They can't cross the sand, right, with their chair. So how can we help facilitate that so that they can go do what they love, which is going surfing? So the school project, I obviously took way too seriously, and here's 7-8 years later. Well, essentially what had happened was we had our prototype from the class project and actually wanted to have adaptive surfers try it out and use it. And the day that we did that was at a Western Surfing Association competition, which actually, full circle moment, that's happening tomorrow. Saturday, today's Thursday, hi. But that's happening on Saturday is their annual event that happens in Ocean Beach. And they have an adaptive heat at this competition for inclusion, right? And so we had 5 adaptive surfers there trying out our really crazy looking handmade prototype that was from materials from Home Depot. But the concept was a portable access mat. So there were 2 10-foot long, 3.5-foot wide sections of this matting that would provide tractions for the tires. So we ended up using that at this competition to help the 5 adaptive surfers cross the sand, get to the ocean. And the surfers, what really struck me and why I started a business out of it is because the surfers didn't care what it looked like. They didn't care what it was made out of. They cared how the product made them feel. Right? It made them feel that sense of independence, that freedom, that value, that, hey, somebody cares about the way that I'm accessing this event and that I have greater dignity. I'm in my own wheelchair or my own mobility device. Nobody's carrying me across the sand. I'm not dragging myself across the sand. So that class project instantly turned into, I can't just throw this class project into the closet and shut the door and finish my grad school and just never think about it anymore. Because it had the potential to make an impact in people's lives. And so that's what I attached onto, is that possibility, that spark, that passion that I could make a difference for people. So and essentially graduated occupational therapy school, got my license, practiced, but at every waking moment that I had that I wasn't working, I was starting this business. And so Access Tracks officially launched 6 months after I graduated in 2018, and I have been doing this since then. So the evolution of it is, well, first I had to think about, okay, well, I have bills to pay, right? And a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we face this dilemma of I'm starting something while I'm also somewhere else in my life, right? I'm working for someone else, I'm finishing school, I'm, whatever it may be, and we have to think about how do we make this dream come true in a way that doesn't put us at as much risk for, losing our house or our car or whatever, right? And we have to make those tough decisions on what do we sacrifice. So I worked full-time as a therapist, and then I worked 30 hours a week as a therapist, and then 20, and then 12, and then 8, and then 1, because I was doing that stepwise. I was trying to lower my risk and make sure that I had income coming in from the business before I made the big leap of I'm officially full-time with Access Tracks. So that's a little bit about like the evolution of that. What do I wish that I knew then that I know now? Now that's kind of like the second part to that question. And for me, it was a very hard reality to learn that you needed to borrow money for your business before you need it. Because by the time you need it, nobody's gonna give it to you. And when I say nobody, I mean, traditional banks they have a hard time being able to loan to fund a startup, right? Because they want to see revenue, they want to see history and trust, building that trust. And well, what do you do when you don't have that? And so you turn to community lenders, you turn to mom and dad, you turn to your friend's mom and dad, And so I was very blessed that I got some small business loans from the community, family, and then also one of the adaptive surfers. So it was really great to help start that journey without, I guess, going broke in the process, right? You got to start from somewhere. So that's a little bit about the journey, the evolution, and what I wish I knew then that I know now.
Thank you all so much for sharing. Again, I truly appreciate. Can we all have a moment as an audience? Like, how incredible is it that we're in this community together, right? This entrepreneurship journey, whether you're working with nonprofits, whether you're working for for-profit businesses, like, how incredible that each of these folks on the panel are sharing their hearts and their backgrounds and their experiences. So I really appreciate that we're all creating that safe space for us to be able to have those conversations. Thank you so much, everybody.
Can I ask?
Absolutely.
That question I forgot to answer, but it's funny of what you said about the banking piece. My experience was, it was an unfortunate experience, but it was an eye-opening experience when it came to looking for funds, right, for my business. My credit score was okay. I had actually been in business for 3 years with revenue, so on and so forth. And I was told that I couldn't get the loan. And a good buddy of mine he's Latino, but he looks white. He filled out an application with basically the exact same information. And he was approved for the loan with the same bank. And so it was, so what do I know, now that I didn't know then? That was something that I wasn't aware of. That would happen. I thought that if I had this credential, blah, 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 I have my degrees, I have my I've been in business for 3 years. The application said if you do this, 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 and this. And I was turned down for that application. And so the reality of that really hit me in the face for me to sort of understand what was really going on, which is why we're here in the world that we live in. It also taught me to be a little bit more resourceful. And so I was able to find funding, like you said, in some other places, which helps me in my business today, because part of my business is I help people find funding for business ideas. So it turned out to be something good for me to learn, even though it was a negative experience.
Thank you so much for adding that, for sharing that. What unique challenges have you faced related to your identity or background as a diverse business owner or working with diverse business owners, and how have you overcome them?
So this echoes what you were both sharing about how difficult it is for small business owners to get loans, especially when you bring racism into play. That it's an even heavier layer. So when I started my business with barely any savings, it felt like jumping off a cliff. I was turned down for loans, lines of credit, because I hadn't realized you have to ask for money before you actually need it. So, but here's the thing about business owners, we're resourceful. So I discovered the Accessity Emerge program. Write this down. I don't know if there's anyone from Accessity here, but they're amazing. So it offered me a low interest rate, but also a 10% grant. So that is very helpful when you're looking for, loans and the big banks say no. So Ali and I recently attended Latitude Conference, which is the largest conference in the U.S. related to Latino business, and so they shared in 2022 the U.S. Latino GDP reached a staggering $3.6 trillion. So that's a testament to the immense economic potential of diverse communities. It's proof that when businesses effectively communicate with diverse audiences, magic happens. And so how I've overcome some challenges is what Ali had mentioned as well. So it's not just about what you know, it's who you know and how well you connect and how well you treat people. And if you speak their language literally and figuratively, they'll stick around. So they become not just customers, but loyal advocates for your brand. So we're going to be talking to you about the accelerators and programs that have led us to where we are today. These resources didn't just teach me business skills, they connected me with a community of like-minded entrepreneurs who understood the struggles and celebrated wins together. So I would just advise this, your unique background isn't, something is going to help you grow. So it's important to find spaces like this that are going to support you, support the work that you're doing, and going to support your business.
So just to add to that, because I do work for a bank, and I understand the criteria of traditional lending. So I would say when I meet with my entrepreneurs, I can tell you, I see three things: access to capital, marketing, and qualified workforce. The access to capital is a tricky way. We do provide traditional lending, but you need to be ready to access those funds and be completely ready. So we have here Sylvester and also Robert here with our Chase team that is an expert in access to capital, and he was a former employee of Accessity. I'm going to put Accessity there. But the other challenge is technology related to marketing. And AI is here and it's not going to leave. It's not. It's going to evolve, and the only thing we have is to adapt and ride the wave. The third one is the qualified workforce. However, there is a good example here in San Diego, and I want to ask you this question. Did you know that San Diego has the second most diverse neighborhood in the United States? Do you know which is that neighborhood? City Heights. City Heights. So City Heights is a national model to overcome challenges. They speak over 45 different languages. So you can see in a corner, arepas colombianas, go to blocks, oh, Nigerian coffee, I like that. It's incredible, but what the community did is to build a community of supporting each other, from affordable housing, for economic mobility, to a model of business where they all can thrive and succeed. The reality is that the small business in the United States, and Laura mentioned also, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to say just because I'm a Latina, believe me. I am in the board of the San Diego Quality Business Association, our LGBTQ community, and with the Kim Center for Social Balance. I'm the only non-Asian in the Asian Business Association. And I work close with the Black-owned businesses as well. So I am a Latina, but I actually identify myself just as a multicultural person. Right? That's how I see myself. But I'm going to give you the San Diego data. So you know how you are going to prepare to be successful in your business and how you can thrive with data, because data is king and queen. And I appreciate the San Diego EDC. Liz is here. I invite you to go to the San Diego Economic Development Corporation, the EDC, so you can see the interactive map of everything you need, the San Diego EDC. By 2035, San Diego is going to be 55% Hispanic. So think about your business, how you are going to capture the market, right? The second largest minority in San Diego is the Filipino community. They are part of the Asian American Pacific Islander, but just the Filipino on its own is the second largest hub of Filipinos in the United States, between National City and Mira Mesa. So I always said, we have to love tacos and we have to love lumpias. But if now you take the Latino, the Filipinos, our LGBTQ community, that is a minority, women-owned, veterans, Black-owned business, our Native Americans, every part of this diverse group, we are over 65% of the pie. So I think sometimes we need to really celebrate that, and you need to prepare getting your certifications. Are you women-owned? Are you Latino-owned? Are you LGBTQ-owned, veteran-owned, Black-owned, disadvantaged enterprise? Because now corporations and government are looking at those certifications so you can do procurement. And let's be honest, what is the biggest client in the United States? The government. So I just want to provide that. There are challenges, it's not easy, but we have experts that you can rely on. But what I will say is, look at the data and prepare for the evolving community. Let's celebrate. Food is the best thing, bring us together, yeah.
Food always has that habit of getting us all together, right?
Yeah.
Amazing food, by the way.
Oh,
Thank you so much
absolutely.
to Chase and our sponsors for tonight for that as well.
Food is
Thank
very
you.
good.
So, for Sylvester, Kelly, and Laura, tell us more about what support or resources have been most helpful to you in addressing those challenges you've experienced.
Oh wow, that's a really good question. So one of the things that I just mentioned was data, information. One of the things that helps me in my business to help other my clients is that I know the data, I know the information. So for example, 2022 there was $150 billion in funds given to new startups, and this is not banked. These were investments. And 1% went to people of color, right? So you have to know those numbers, right? But in knowing those numbers, you can get down into, okay, the 99% should be doing better, right? Or you can say, well, who are those 1%, right? Let me find out who those investors are. And so, because that's a lot of money. So there's got to be quite a few of those people that are looking to invest in women-owned business and people of color, whatever, LGBTQ. One of the things that we work with is ADA compliance in websites. And what people don't realize is that once you invest in a particular group that's underserved, you just opened up a new revenue stream. And so a lot of people don't get it. Like that's why I tell people that's why your website needs to be ADA compliant, because it's not just because it's federal law, it's literally because that's another revenue stream you haven't even looked at. It's a group of people that are underserved. And so data. The other thing is, that's helped me a lot is mentors. Find people who have the same passion for you. Understand what I just said. They don't have to be related to your business. They have to be a cheer person for you. They love you, they want to see you succeed. Those people are a wealth of knowledge because they're watching you from the outside in. Somebody told me a long time ago, they gave me an example of Michael Jordan having a coach, right? He had a coach, but he also had a trainer. Now, his coach and his trainer couldn't play basketball the way he could, but he listened to them anyway. Why did he listen to them? Because they had a wider field of view watching him play and could tell him where he was making mistakes. Anybody catch that? Yeah. Right? So sometimes when people are around, you could be your mom, your dad, whatever, and sometimes there's, depending on your relationship with them, sometimes they don't say it in the best way possible, right? But they're trying to help you in most cases. They're trying to help you understand that, hey, you stepped over here, you might want to step over there next time. You screwed that up, let's do this. Or you did that well, do that again, right? Keep shooting that shot from that place again and again and again, and you'll get more out of it. So those places are good places. What I've always done, whether I was in Texas or St. Louis or here, is I connected with the business community. The Chambers of Commerce, the BBBs, people like that. Those organizations, I'm telling you guys, the networks, the people you get to meet, the information you get from them, understanding you're around a group of people who actually understand what you're going through. We were talking in the back about mental health. And, you know, Mark Cuban even said it. He says, you gotta be crazy to be an entrepreneur. You gotta be absolutely out of your mind, right? Because you're doing something that most people don't do, right? You're succeeding where 99% of people don't succeed, right? So get with those groups of people. Also, find your biggest haters. Find your biggest haters, the people who absolutely can't stand you, right? And actually have a conversation with them if you can. Talk to them, because they'll give you a wealth of information. You know, one thing about entrepreneurship that I've learned is you got to get your feelings out of the way a lot of times. I think that's one of the biggest problems, because we're very passionate people as entrepreneurs, right? We're very passionate about what we do. Most of us are just, we just love it. We care about it, right? We're doing the unthinkable and the impossible. So you have to have that passion. But reserve it. Let people tell you exactly what they think. Especially the haters. Especially the haters. Somewhere in there is an element of truth. Somewhere in there is an element of truth. I didn't believe that for 10 years. And in the 11th year, I made more money when I finally listened to that advice. Okay, yeah, that's my thought.
Well, I'm scared to listen to the haters. No, I'm motivated now. I can do this. So when I'm thinking about the resources that I turned to when I started my business, so I have a degree in occupational therapy. I don't have a degree in business yet. Right? So how do I do any of this, right? It was something that I felt so passionate about that I needed to educate myself. So going through business accelerator programs, finding mentors, that's all excellent advice because that's what we do, right? I feel like everyone on this panel has gone through some form of a business program, because not only are you learning from the educational components of it, right? Like how to do sales, how to do marketing, all the things, but you're also usually going through a cohort with other small business owners who are in the same position as you, or they're a little further along or a little behind you in your journey, right? And so you can help each other. And I think that that's one of the exciting things about going through a business program besides the education, is that sense of camaraderie. And talk about mental health, right? Just being able to just talk to somebody else who knows how lonely it can be and difficult at times. So business accelerators in San Diego, this startup ecosystem here is incredible. And as we're learning, there's even more happening, right? There's a 2-day intensive boot camp coming up, right? There's the San Diego Tourism Authority Accelerator, the applications are open. I've gone through probably 8 different accelerator programs since I became an entrepreneur in 2018. The very first one was called Connect All at the Jacobs Center. And shout out to other cohort members from that amazing program. It was just, I loved it. And when you're thinking about a program, you have to decide for yourself and your business. Do you want to go through a program where you have to pay some money to get in? Do you want to go through the programs where they take equity or not, right? And so for me, my decision making was, okay, first I'm going to go after the ones where they don't cost any money, because at the time I didn't have any. But also I was very reserved about giving up equity so early on, and that's why I chose specific ones. But there's, for women-owned business, there's the Tory Burch Fellowship. There's the National Association of Women Business Owners, the NABO San Diego chapter. They have programs for boot camp for women-owned businesses. There's so many out there. There's national ones, there's local ones. So really just do your homework, network with other small business owners, because they're the ones that are going to be telling you not only what the programs are, but did they like them? Did they help them? Right? So get some feedback from that community, the startup community, on what's out there so you can decide what's best for your business and yourself. And then the other thing, as far as resources, I know we kind of touched about financial assistance, and one of the things that I've been very adamant on is looking at grant funding. Early on, I bootstrapped my business. I didn't have a VC come in and fund it, right? It's not like that. So how do I grow from my revenue, but also get some grants to assist along the way? So I've won over $130,000 worth of grant funding over the years for my business, and that's free money. That's amazing. That's the best kind of money, I'll tell you that right now. Sorry, thanks, but I will say that JP Morgan Chase has funded some of those grants. So, Metro Connect is another business accelerator program here in San Diego. I know the EDC knows about that one. And Metro Connect is for small, medium-sized businesses in San Diego that are looking to export their services, products and services. And so that was a big one in 2023 that I went through, and there was a pitch competition at the end. So talk about resources, right? Pitching for money is another great thing you can do, because you get practice on telling your brand story, really, getting that message out there clear into the audience, but also you can sometimes win some money from these, depending on which one you apply for. Well, the Metro Connect program had a $25,000 grant that I had to pitch for at the end. And I was the underdog, let me tell you. I'm a very small business. I'm the only full-time person, and I'm so thankful to have a few part-time employees now. And the first part-time employee that I had is sitting in this room. And he is my husband. So I just wanted to shout out real quickly my husband, Jeff. He's in the front row here. And it's also a nod to small business owners. A lot of times our family and our friends are the first people that are in there in the trenches helping you. And I just want to acknowledge that and really just say thank you, because he didn't have to. He was in school, he had gotten out of the military, he was in school himself and working on the side, and he was voluntold to come work for me, but I appreciate that. And I was able to start paying him. And then my first employee that wasn't a family member was thanks to the Metro Connect pitch competition grant. So that competition, I was the underdog, like I said, but I listened to who are the judges and what's the criteria, and I ended up winning, and it was incredible. And the person who was in the room, I hired him. He was an intern from USD, and it was incredible to be able to do that. So using your resources of the pitch competitions, the grant funding, the community lenders, and also the business accelerators are all a good mixture of a good recipe, right? Of how do you bake your business? How do you grow it and make it come to fruition? And then my final note is as a shout out to my husband. Today is our 3rd year anniversary of our being married.
I love everything you shared. That was beautiful. And I agree that, if you have a supportive partner, that is another thing that isn't talked about. That makes all the difference. My boyfriend is also here too. And he's been supporting me and everything, design help, support with, okay, no, you have to do this, do that, this, no, are you gonna wear it, or whatever thing, like that shirt looks like it's gone through the dryer 10 times. No, you wanna wear it like that, So yeah, I agree, having a supportive partner, supportive family makes all the difference. So I agree with what was shared too, Sylvester and Kelly. We're very fortunate to live in San Diego because there are so many accelerator programs, and not just because of the amazing weather and beaches, but there are so many programs that are really helpful for small business owners. So my entrepreneurial journey has been powered by a network of incredible programs. I want to share a few game changers for me. So for newbies, don't miss out on the free small business planning and small business growth courses at San Diego College of Continuing Education. Those are really good. So I don't know if he's still teaching, but Matthew Rivaldi, he was a teacher he was incredible. And that's where I got started. It's a fantastic launch pad. And if you're looking for free advice, SCORE Mentors, SCORE with SBA, they offer all kinds of mentorship. The Apex Accelerator, I know Sylvester had mentioned that one of the biggest opportunities is government, so they help you with finding government contracts and certifications. I agree with Adri shared, get your certifications, because that's gonna help you, receive phone calls oh, we need a interpreter, translator, and I see you have a certification, small business certifications. Those carry a lot of weight. So the Deloitte Scale Up cohort helps you in various areas of business. And the Luminary Amex Fellowship connected me with other inspiring women entrepreneurs all over the US. And now San Diego has a ton. So Empowered by GoDaddy and BBB program was my growth catalyst. And I'm telling you, this program is amazing. If you're just getting started with entrepreneurship, some of us took it together. I know Alexis and I took it, and this is just an incredible accelerator. And then it set the stage for everything that followed. So if you want to level up your financial game, the Mission Edge Impact Lab program pairs you with a personal CFO for 8 sessions. I know Anna's around here. She's waiting. If you have any questions about it, it's a really great program. And all of these are free, by the way, that I'm sharing. Because as I mentioned, like when you're a small business owner and you have very limited resources or no resources, you have to find somewhere to, help you fuel this business. So for those in tourism, and I know this was already shared, and this is amazing, the San Diego Tourism Authority DEI Accelerator took my business to heights I couldn't have imagined. It just, how many of us are here have been in the SDTA Accelerator cohort, whether the first one, second, or third year? Nice. Amazing businesses, and like Teresa's amazing. If you have any questions, you can ask her. Like, this is an amazing program. Okay, and I'm currently a part of the Chase Coaching for Impact program with Adri, which has been instrumental in building community partnerships. So it's just hands-on. Adri is amazing. She will help you in everything, like in developing your business growth, connections. It's just, yes. And then the real secret sauce, networking. As was already mentioned, I attend about 3 to 4 networking events per week. My boyfriend's like, otra vez? No, he misses me a lot. But it's how I've met amazing people doing incredible things. Otra vez means once again. And it keeps me top of mind in our business community. So remember, success isn't about what you know, it's about who you know and who knows you. So try attending different events, and you never know which connection might be key to your next big breakthrough.
So just to follow up real quickly, I know we were sometimes hating on the big banks for not lending to startups, but there's a reason behind it. But so I do think that it is important to still start developing a relationship with the traditional bank even before you can get funding from them, right? So getting that curated coaching, right? Just because you're doing the coaching doesn't mean that they're going to lend to you right now, but it means you're developing that relationship, that one-on-one relationship, and then they know you, they know your story, they know your business, and it will really help when you are ready to get that traditional loan or line of credit. And I will say that happened for me. So I was able to go through Chase Small Business Coaching through Peter Jackson, and this was back in 2021, I believe. And essentially, I was learning the 3 C's of credit, or the 5 C's of credit, and I asked him quite frankly, how does my small business get to the point of where I can get a loan? Right? Show me the math, and then show me the money. Like, let me go from point A to point B. Show me how to get there. It was very practical. I needed the data. I needed the numbers. Right? And so through that coaching, I was able to get there. This year, I got a line of credit approved by Chase. So, it takes a while, but if you put in the work and you're curious and you put in the work and then you make those relationships, it can happen. Yeah.
And I agree, it goes back to the Luminary Amex Fellowship. Like, I wasn't able to get a line of credit for Amex when I first started, but they had that fellowship, which helped a lot. It helped me attend Latitude. So yeah, you've got this.
One other thing I wanted to say too, and I'm not negating what you're saying. I'm not negating, but we're talking about DEI right now, right? And so I did everything that she did, and I still didn't get it. So I want to say that not to be negative, but because we're talking about this, sometimes there are barriers. So one of the things I want to say is that in this kind of discussion, we have to understand other people's viewpoints and how they're being received in the world. We really, really do. So for example, one of the things that Ruth Bader Ginsburg said a while ago, and I really liked what she said, women need to be at the table when major decisions are being made, not behind a man, but at the table helping to make those decisions. We live in a world, in my opinion, we live in the world we live in, which is very imbalanced because we haven't done that for so long, right? It's just been men making these decisions. So my point in saying all that is, when people come to you, if a woman comes to you and say, hey, this happened to me or that happened to me, I tried to do this or that or whatever, and they feel You know, a person of color comes to you and say, I feel like I was discriminated against. Listen to that. Hear them. Hear that entrepreneur talk. Don't, you know, one of the worst things we can do is say, well, when I did it, no, nobody asked you that. I'm talking about my pain. I'm talking about what happened to me. But once you talk about the pain, you got about 5 minutes to talk about that. Then the rest of it is about, okay, what's the solution to get around that? Right? And so I just wanted to add that. Again, I'm not negating what you're saying, because I know that happens. It eventually happened for me. But understand that it doesn't always happen for women. It doesn't always happen for people of color in every situation. You guys excluded, because you wouldn't do that. But but the other thing I wanted to add, just one more thing, I'm sorry. One more thing I wanted to add was this, is that when you talk about resources, we talked about the cohort, but I want you to understand something about that cohort. If you haven't done it yet, the one here. Sam is not just available during the cohort. And you guys agree with that?
Yes, 100%.
She really is invested in you becoming successful in your business. She really is, their whole staff, they're invested in seeing you right. She'll ask me, hey, how did that go for you? I know you were talking to so-and-so, what happened? They remember the conversation that we had, talking to millions of people, but they remember that conversation because they're fully invested. I've been in other BBBs that were okay, but nothing like this one. Nothing like this one at all. So use those resources, go through the cohort, it's $99, you get it refunded back, but then also there's these other great opportunities I'm gonna take advantage of, based on what you guys just said, to help me move my business continue forward. So anyway, I just wanted to add that.
Thank you all so much. One second. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I know there was a lot of love for our business partners and life partners, so I just have to do a quick shout out. We have Richard Lopez with Señor Fuego in the back. Okay. So he does tremendous graphic design work, branding work, pitches, working with different entrepreneurs. So and learning design and training and development. So again, I have to do that shout out because there's a lot of love happening up here, but you there, you're always there. And Adri, I know you have one thing to add, so we are running a little bit short on time. Super fast. All right? Okay.
Colombian fast.
Colombian fast. Okay.
My husband is not here, but all of the charcuterie items, some of those that you see there, he helped me pack. But I do want to highlight my family from Chains because they are my huge support here. Patrick, Antonica, Robert, and Marcel. Just to end, we are senior business consultants. We represent really strong the DIB arm of Chase in the community with Patrick and Antonica. But we are 150 in the United States. Robert and I are here in San Diego. But 150 of us represent every single market. LGBTQ, Black-owned business, Latino, Latinas, veteran women. So for that, I'm proud. And if we cannot help you get in that traditional lending, we have resources that we will connect you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you, everyone. We did want to have some time for audience questions. So wanted to see, does anyone want to be brave, ask a question of the panel?
Take the microphone.
Thank you. Yes.
My answers are $5.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be a problem.
We're going to have to just brief them.
I figured I'd be brave. So my name is Diamond Brandon. I'm a co-steward of SNS Friendly Ranch. It's a Black-owned ranch in the city of San Diego. And I love spaces like this. I want to thank you all for sharing your experiences, your expertise, the pain, the joys, and successes, because it's not easy. I think my question, in the spirit of why we're all here, talking about diversity, for the folks that you all serve as entrepreneurs, has it been hard to connect with diverse populations here in San Diego? I think being a Black-owned ranch, a lot of people will gravitate to that space, right? But it's been really hard. I'm born and raised here in San Diego, so I know that the Black population in particular is very spread out throughout the county. Have you all had a hard time connecting with diverse audiences? And if so, what have you done to, I guess, attract more of that business your way?
All right, who wants to take that one?
You got it?
So again, I'm a marketer by default. I was a VP of VP community, and I did marketing with my other bandman, Daniel. Where are you? Right there. So I actually learned a lot about how to market to diverse audiences, and it's all in your brand. You need to build your brand as an exclusive brand, but you really need to leverage your social media. If you ask me what is the best channel to target any audiences right now, it's social media. And just to give you some data, 40% of the sales done last year in the United States of all the aggregated businesses were done through digital channels. So it means if you did, even if you have a restaurant and you are doing Uber Eats and all of that, that counts as a digital channel. So I think the engaging is an emotional engagement. Sometimes people ask, who is your client? And they would say, whoever buys my product. I disagree. Your client is whoever has an emotional engagement with you. They may not be your client today, but they may be your client this week or later. So you need to be able to have a brand that is versatile in the sense that you need to be approachable and build an inclusive brand. And with that, also you need to leverage. If you are an LGBTQ plus owner, join the San Diego Quality Business Association and put your I am a member. If you're a Latina, or you're a member of National Latina and other groups, highlight that. But San Diego is a very diverse community, and that makes it difficult to market. It's not easy. But I have found out that making it fun and engaging, and that's your social media, and also your e-blast newsletter, and I always will say this, education sells. The best brand that you can have and marketing tool is education. Do your blogs, do a TikTok, sharing about your brunch. TikTokeros, TikTok is selling. So it's all about branding. Branding is key, super key.
And I want to add to that digital conversation, Shaq, because that's what we do. We build funnels for companies, but ours are, I'll be honest, it's better than ClickFunnels because we use AI. And so when you're developing these funnels, first of all, have a conversation with the target. So that, in my opinion, is we go out and we actually talk to those groups of people that we actually want to talk to, and we actually ask very, very direct questions. Do you know what we do? Have you heard of our company? Have you used a service like this before? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Find out what those keys are. They may not be what you think, but it definitely is what they think, right? And then find consensus. Then you're going to build your A/B testing with your funnel, and make determinations. Digital is absolutely, especially for a business like yours, great way to go in terms of how to reach the broader audience and to speak their language. Another thing I was telling, I said I'm learning Spanish. I'm learning Spanish because I want to reach out to that audience. I know those numbers that you're talking about. I want to reach those. Now, do I have a lot of friends? Yeah, but they're not my clients, right? So I don't understand I don't know their business mind. What are they feeling? What do they think? One of the things that you said I thought was really cool is, and it's the thing is that we make decisions with emotion and back it up with logic. We think we're making logical decisions on it, but we're not. We're making a decision emotionally, and then as long as it logically makes sense, we're engaged. That's a part of marketing I want you to hold on to, because once you get to that point where they like you or they like what you're doing, then they'll say, "Oh, logically, I want to work with SMS." Hopefully that helps.
So we're ready. Last question. Can I take it? Can we take it?
We can take it, but then we have to. Yeah.
We're running short on time. Yes, quick question, and only one panelist is going to respond.
Yeah.
My question had to do with so you have a business, you have a specialty, right? But like you said, the marketing aspect of your business is very important. And I've been in business about 14 years now, and I have not cashed in on my brand. And now I find myself where it's literally starting another business. And it's like I'm too busy, but I need to address that.
Sure.
And who would be the best person to seek advice from on a move like that when you find yourself at that fork in the road in business where you need to generate more cash flow. You can if you would just fire up your marketing branding aspect of your business, because that's where I'm at. I'm cashed in.
Can I add something really quick? Sylvester's going to make it short because he knows we're short on time. But we at Founders Foigle, we help with growth strategies. And so like if you're looking to pivot your business, we can totally be a resource for you. So I'm happy to have a chat with you offline as well.
No, definitely use them.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we do business plans, marketing plans, brand development. We look at your social media, find out where the holes are, help you kind of clean that up, and then sort of because there's two parts of brand awareness. There is the brand itself, your company, and then there's you. And people are buying from you because they like you. And so we sort of help you clean that up, create the brand development, move forward. But if these guys do it, absolutely let them do it for you. But that's part of what we do.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you all so much. Round of applause, everybody. What an incredible panel, right? Incredible panel, incredible experiences.
You can take that.
Here we go. Thank you. I just want to highlight some of the key takeaways that I heard throughout this evening, just to recap what the panels really talked about. Leaning into opportunities. You leverage those opportunities. Lean into innovation. If you're finding an opportunity for innovation, maybe your competitors aren't in that space yet. Try that. Leaning into your authenticity. We're talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. What makes you unique? Lean into that. Be authentic, because your audience, your customers, prospective partners are going to look for that when they're doing business with you. Excuse me. Find your why. Find your why and follow that and keep going. Even when that, when you got to develop that grit, that resiliency, keep going and follow that why. Resourcefulness. Being from a diverse background, we're gonna find challenges, right? And so finding that grit, that ability to be resourceful, find alternative funding sources like the panel talked about today, and mentorship. That was another key takeaway for today. I want to bring back our sponsors for our event partners. Come on up. I know you have some things you want to highlight on the way out. And then we have a group photo before we all, before that falls.
Don't leave.
Don't leave.
Funny wine.
Can I just really quick say thank you to Oliver. Oliver, I'm sorry if I didn't mention you, but he helped doing the charcuterie.
Oliver! And I love that you said that, Ivy. Thank you, Oliver, for the charcuterie. We also want to thank Hey Sugar, Sean, for the lovely dessert tonight. And also Game Face for our photography and video. So thank you all for being here. And of course, we would be remiss not to thank our sponsors tonight. So of course, our BBB partners, Chase Bank, Equality Business Association, and the San Diego Tourism Authority. So please give it up for our partners and sponsors tonight. We are here for you as we have a festival, and we'll just take a quick photo. And then we'll continue to mingle and network. If you've gone through an accelerator, it doesn't matter which one, can you just raise your hand? These are the folks you want to connect with today. Find out which ones were helpful. You use the networking time to your advantage. So thank you all, and group photo time. All right.
Can we give it up for our moderator?
Yes, that was actually what I was going to say. You're still my thunder. Let's give it up for our moderator.
Wonderful way to go. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. We still have time to mingle, grab a drink. We'll probably head at like 8 o'clock. So you still have about 23 minutes to mingle. I do want to say that Tiana Jones from Culture Creative, she's here and she brought her special cookies in the bag. They are for sale. They are absolutely incredible. Go ahead and check out her booth in the back. She's amazing, and she's actually going through our 2-day business boot camp the 15th and 16th. So thank you all to our sponsors, to our partners. This has been an absolutely incredible event, and to our panelists. You were amazing tonight. Thank you. And to my wife, because everyone else is giving a shout out. Honey. That's actually her name. Her name is Honey.
tried to hide the phone.
If you would like to be in the all group photo, come up front. We're gonna take one of everybody. This is your moment. Get in the photo.